G'day, welcome to Bikes and Bits Oz. You might have seen the recent change of YouTube name. That was just had a bit of an update, having a bit of a change of some of the things we're going to be doing going ahead. And this is the first video under the new name. So hopefully enjoy the content and some of the things we'll be doing in the future. Taking obviously still bike related, very much bike related. There's just going to be some more, I guess, technical things going into a slightly different way for some of the items, and yeah, you'll see that in the future. So hopefully you can come along and enjoy the journey. Alright, for today we're actually doing something we've actually worked on before. It's the old Givi Topbox, where I've done installation of the whole kit, where I had the mounting on there, and then I did an update as well in regard to the light. Having some there were some issues with these tail lights coming on. Sorry, the brake lights coming on here. And this has continued to have some issues where when you put the brake light on the bike, these don't light up, and the reason being it's actually the this connector that so it connects here on the mount, which is on the bike, and then under here. Now I've tried a few times to sort of clean it up. I've cleaned it up numerous times, and then it works for a small time and then it stops working. It's pretty annoying that it just doesn't want to work. I don't know if it's the springs. I mean, the springs I think have got pretty good contact on there. You'll see they do get dirty. I do clean that up. I even use electrical contact cleaner, but it still has become an issue, so I've decided to redo this and ditch the connectors that come with the Givi kit, and I'm going to, when I say hardwire it in, hardwire with a connector so I can obviously take the box on and off as required. On top of that, some of you keen-eyed viewers might have seen something else I've done to the box here, as to the mounting. So these are just red LED lights that I've got from Amazon. I bought a pack of 4, they were pretty cheap. The actual lights are quite comprehensive in that they can act as a normal red tail light. There's 5 wires in them, so tail light turns also a brake light. There's left and right indicator, and also the ground wire. Now I've only had them wired up just as a tail light. The reason being is when this is on the bike, the actual tail light and brake light is actually quite set very low under the bike, and so it's not always the easiest to see. Because I ride day, night, all sorts of weather, I really sort of try and make myself stand out, and these haven't been too bad. The problem is that this one's been fine, this one's been fine, this one's played up. Now this is the second time I've actually replaced this one. So, because of as I said, I had 4, so this one's starting to play up now. I think they are probably pretty cheap. So I've come up with a better solution that I'll be walking you through. So we're going to take this off totally as part of today's video. So it'll be a combination of removing this, putting a new system on, and also rewiring the box. So the brake lights are on. I'm also going to be adding some additional brake lights to this. Hopefully it looks all right. So let's get started. So what I'm going to do is just actually remove this old stuff, because I never did a video about putting it on. So I'm just going to take this off. You don't need to see this, because if you wanted to do the sort of similar thing that I'm doing, you'll be starting off with a base anyway with no lighting on there. Okay, so now that's cleaned up. You can see I've taken the previous LEDs off here, so that's all gone. A couple of things to note. One, when I put the original LEDs on, there's a bit of a drop here, so they wouldn't stick. So I ended up cutting a piece of just aluminium and riveted that on, so it's actually more of a continuous curve. So just something to keep in mind when you put LED lights on, because they don't like sort of having that gap. So these holes are from obviously the wiring, where I had the 3 LEDs coming in. So I've taken that out as well, which was the how the Topbox made contact. Interesting to note too, let's see here, these tabs almost come out. So I know Givi do some OEM equipment for different manufacturers, so I reckon that's how they do that. But anyway, I just happened to note that. So that's there. Just clean that up. I'll give it probably a final clean before I start looking at putting LED lights on. Now moving over to the top box, you can see in there I've taken out the other connector that was there that attaches, but I have kept it here. Now I'm not going to use it as far as the connection, but I might end up using the box, this little thing, strip out the springs, strip out the wires, only because it's got a nice little rubber grommet on it, and if I route the new wires through here, this will actually then seal the box up again, so no water can come through, because I was thinking how I'd do that. So but there'll still obviously be the wire come through here and here, but I can put maybe a bit of silicone, but it's much better than having a big hole. Now when I was talking about putting the additional, let's put that over there, the additional brake lights on, so obviously as part of the kit these already come on, you would have seen me wire those up, and then I was thinking of putting some of the LED light down here or something. Put this on Chop Fingers. You might know that comes from another Australian YouTuber, somewhat more prolific than myself, Mighty Car Mods. Shout out, thanks fellas. Met those blokes actually at a convention one time. It was great. Anyway, I was thinking of putting the lights down here or something, and then I actually found these little panels. Now, I don't know what's quite in them yet, but they do have screws, so I'm actually going to take one apart and see what it looks like. So, yeah, let's have a look at that. So this panel actually came out pretty easily. So there was a screw here, on there, corresponding there, and then there was another screw here, which is on the grey panel. That slots under there, so that takes that out, and there's just also another screw just on the inside. Really easy to get to, no problems at all. So looking at this, I'll just come back a bit. It just has this sort of foily kind of stuff, I guess, to reflect the light, I suppose. But if we take that out and then look at this panel here, there's actually a nice little lip there, I guess you'd say. So I could actually run an LED strip along here. There's a little bit of a drop there, but that'll be okay, because this will actually then cover that, and that'll actually be protected from the weather as well, which is even better. So I'm thinking, rather than overcomplicating life, is just running, so we'll have the strip there, and one on the other side, and then I'll put an LED strip down here, and on the other side obviously as well. So I might start having a look at that, and then how the wiring will be done. Now as far as the LED strips, I'll just show you those. Let's move this stuff out of the way. So I didn't buy this on Amazon. I actually bought it off a company called, I think they were called 12 Volt Online. Sorry if I've got that wrong. Let's see if it says it on there. No, it doesn't say. Anyway, it came from Australia, from South Australia, in the city of Adelaide, I think it was. Came out of Adelaide. Anyway, one of the suburbs there. Now this is I think a 5 or 6 metre continuous LED strip. Now these are red. This is one that's red. I think you could get it in other colours, white and stuff. Often used for camping setups, where you've got lights in your trailer or something like that, where you need additional lighting, you don't want it bright white. And then, so it's a big thing. But the beauty about these is you can cut them. So, and I'm pretty sure it's where the gold bars are. You just cut that, and then you can just solder on more wires. So, strictly speaking, you could have the LED strip as small as that, or there, and however long you want. So, yeah, so this will be handy, because then I can, and it's also got like a 3M sticker on the back to attach it. So this is what I'm thinking of, just having one continuous strip run around here. And then obviously I need the extra strip here and on the other side. But if I cut these, then I can cut them to size and then just wire it all up into one wiring coming out the box. And as far as the connector, I did get these from Amazon, only because they were quite cheap. I mean, you can get these locally as well. So this is a connector, and it's got all the parts, waterproof. So I'll have this poking out. Now, because I'm running both the standard tail light and the brake light, I'm going to need two of these. Now, people are probably going, well, why didn't you just do a 3 connector? Well, I wanted to have it so I can disconnect the box at any time. So the box will have one connector, and then from the mounting plate, we'll have another connector further down, closer to the bike, for the tail light. So it'll make probably more sense as I'm doing it. All right, so let's might just have a bit of a trial fit of how the LEDs might look to start with. Okay, we'll test this. Just a quick disclaimer: the battery I'm using is a small 12-volt lithium, and the voltage is down a bit at the moment. It's only about 11.5, so these lights should be a little bit brighter when it's on the bike. But I do know these ones are very bright when the brake lights come on, so I'm not worried. And given it's mainly for when it's dark, it'll be fine. So let's give it a go. There we go. So all lighting up. A bit brighter, nice. I like that. Alrighty, now let's move on to putting that LED strip on the actual rack. So I've attached the LED strip onto the mounting plate. Looks alright. When the power's off, obviously you notice the white more, but this is the tail. This hooks up to the tail light, so you only when riding it's always on. I would say, would it be better if the tape was backed with the black? Absolutely, for this. But I haven't been able to see one of those. Not to say they don't exist, but I couldn't find one at the time. If one does pop up with this sort of type lighting, I may end up changing it again. Who knows? It's always an evolving project. Now I ended up redoing attaching the wires from the standard ones they had, just to only because they were very thin. Not that it takes a lot of current. But it's more so just so I could use some, didn't have to join wires. I'm just using one continuous piece now. Out of interest, I ran the current test on the box with all those lights on, and it's just over 0.3 of an amp, so 300 milliamps, so no current at all really. It's very low. Alright, now I've got to start attaching these to the actual bike. So put that junction in, you can see it just here, all the wires coming in. Then connected this one coming down here, and as I said, using the original, but I've obviously cut the guts out of it, so the wire can come through. I've still got it connected to a really long piece, but I will cut that down when I have it closer onto the bike. It's always good to have a bit of cable management, so I've got these sticky ones down. I always generally use just as use this stuff. Cleans up any grease and stuff like that off the mounting surface before you put the stickers down. Okay, so we'll just head back up to the bike now and just have a quick look at the fittings up there. So this was the current plug I had on. Obviously it was properly connected, which joined all the things together. These have come off easily, so I've been able to take it out. So now I just have to, so that's the ground wire, that's the stop, just the normal tail light, and that's the brake light. So now I've just got to do it so I can have two plugs, and I've just got to think about how I'll have the two plugs in there. So when I disconnect the top box, that can come off, and generally the actual rack will always stay on. So yeah, let's figure that one out. Okay, so back in the shed actually. So what I've done, I've used the existing wiring on the bike where I had the 3-pin, and I've got that. So we've got a which one? No, it doesn't matter. But one of them's ground, one of them's the tail light, one of them's the brake light. Then coming off that, so that runs up to the ground, and the tail light runs up to this LED. And then I've run another wire off the ground, then into this connector, which is as a ground and the brake light, which then runs up to here and then runs into the box. And what this allows me to do is, if I don't want the box on, I can disconnect the box. This fits through. I did actually have to drill that hole through a little bit bigger, just so the connector will come out. And then, so these connectors, well, that'll always stay on the bike because the mounting thing's always on. But if I have to take it off, I can, like this. And with this one, when I take this off, it does have, it's got waterproof seals. Try to do this one-handed. You see the waterproof seals there when it's on the bike. And whilst that's not sealed, I'll just use I'll rig up a dummy connector. So when the bag's not attached, so I'll have that in there, so it'll be fully waterproof. And then when I put the bag back on, take the dummy out, which will, as I said, I'll put silicone or something in it, and then reconnect it. So let's get it all on the bike. Okay, so all done now. You can see the tail light on there, and now we'll try the brakes. See that? That one comes through there. Make sure your wiring's right. I did actually have two of the wires back to front, but solved that little problem. Thanks for joining me on the latest video from Bikes and Bits Oz. Subscribe, like if you like this sort of content. Also, I'll need to get myself a new flag for the background. Anyone notice that missing? Needs to come along. Alright, catch you on the next video. Cheers.